Are you sustaining your improvements? Most organizations struggle to sustain their changes. These failures are rooted in our tendency to simply ask people to change instead of changing the work systems itself. To sustain a change, behaviors have to change. To change behaviors, you have to change the system and create a compelling why for change. Plus, it also helps to make it painful to stay the same. How do you know if you're sustaining success? 1. Trend lines show consistent upwards progress or downwards progress depending on the rate of good. Process variation is being reduced. You aren't spending as much time putting out the same process fires. Why are we still chasing process improvement fads? Why are most of the tools that are part of today's Lean Six Sigma training courses also part of total quality management training back in the 1980s? We should be there by now. We should have mastered the use of these basic tools and sustained the improvements that were initiated over 40 years ago. Most efforts to install process improvement programs, processes, and systems fail. Part of this failure has to do with the approaches we use in an attempt to put such a system in place. In short, we typically send people to training and we create an awareness of possible tools that they can use. Then, we ask them to change their current work behaviors and begin using these tools. All we need to do is sit back and wait for the improvements to start happening. Sometimes we'll even bring in consultants who will collect possible improvement ideas from our people and then form teams to work on some of them. Neither of these approaches will lead to sustained process improvement efforts. They were never integrated into the larger work systems, and they weren't process-focused enough. They were seen as a sidebar to process improvement and not the core daily job. To sustain a change, behaviors must change. If behaviors truly change, you will see processes consistently improve over time. Process variation will be reduced across a variety of process types. Most importantly, much less time will be invested daily attempting to put out the same old process fires. Your trend lines and control charts will tell you if your improvement efforts are being sustained or not. The number of process metrics that exhibit this type of performance will let you know the extent of your improvement success. The question remains, how do you get people to change their behaviors and maintain that behavior change over time? The simple answer is create a compelling why for change and make it more painful to stay the same than it is to change. But how do you do that? I'll attempt to answer these questions on the next page as we explore some key system changes that are needed if you truly want to achieve and sustain process excellence. Tips for sustaining your improvements. 1. Use your process improvement tools daily. Daily tool use keeps problems visible, lets you know if progress is occurring, and gives others process feedback. 2. Spend daily time with your work teams. Time must be spent with your people coaching, auditing, providing daily recognition, and selling the need to improve. 3. Expect to see consistent improvement. The work area should look different. Key ratio trend lines should reflect the impact of changes. Project status should change over time. The steps for making process owner behavior change happen and stick, and in turn sustaining your process improvement efforts, are actually quite simple. 1. You need to define expectations. Clearly define what is expected from a process improvement perspective, how time should be spent, what tools should be used, how the team should be involved, and when performance improvement is expected. 2. Measure performance to expectations. Measure the degree to which expectations are being met on a regular basis, ideally daily. Require success to be demonstrated. This doesn't mean you have to physically check in on someone every day. They can post their progress to a site that you can go and pop in on every now and then. 3. Provide feedback. Let people know how they're doing. Share the progress that others who are charged with making similar changes are making. Peer pressure is a wonderful change agent. 4. Enforce expectations. Consistently provide positive reinforcement of the desired behaviors, both by modeling by sharing what others are doing, and by providing feedback when the person you're helping does well. Also, apply negative reinforcement as needed if behaviors are not changing. This doesn't mean threaten, this doesn't mean yell, but it means, hey man, we really need to help improve here. Or come on, what can we do to help you achieve the expectations we've set? Number 5, provide support and alternatives. And this is really key. Help facilitate the changes people are trying to make. And if they're not willing or able to change, give them options for contributing in some other manner. Not everyone is cut out for the new job design. Give them options to contribute. Don't punish them financially. They can still be an asset to your organization. The job changed, not them. Some people just do not fit. As a leader of this type of effort, your primary challenge lies in being consistent. Each of the above 5 steps must be practiced consistently, both from day to day and from person to person. Inconsistency in either case will quickly erode your behavior change efforts. Additionally, you have to make an effort to make sure that you're enforcing the proper behaviors, both in terms of how people are compensated and otherwise rewarded. And that includes the daily positive informal recognition. This process is designed to both encourage regular tool use and to give leaders mechanisms for regularly gauging the degree to which the tools are being used. For this process to work, each leader needs to realize that process definition, measurement, analysis, and improvement should be a core part of each process owner's job. It is the main reason they come to work each day and the basis for the compensation they receive.